Jai Jagannath. Hello friends, this is Basudev Panda. Welcome to Master English, the class. એટલે ગતકાଲି અમે અનએક્ઝામિનેશન રો યુનિટ 1 ଆଉ warm up section પઢିଥିଲେ પ્લસ 2 સેକେન્ડરી ઇંગ્લિશ ଆଜି ପଢିବା ଆମେ ତାର ୟୁନିଟ୍ 2 ଅନଏକ୍ઝାମିନେସନ ୟୁନିଟ୍ 2 ବାଇ ୱିନଷ୍ଟନ୍ ଚର୍ଚିଲ୍ ଆମର ଯୋଉ ଇନଭିଟେସନ ଟୁ ଇଂଲିଶ 1 ଅଛି ତାର ଦ୍ୱିତୀୟ ଗଦ୍ୟଟା ପ୍ରବନ୍ଧଟା. So I continued in this unpretentious situation for nearly a year. Unpretentious कहले कौन बिले on unpretentious unpretentious कहले modest situation, modest लज्जाजनक परिस्थिति कहि परिबो तमे. So I continued in this unpretentious situation for nearly a year. तो एई भलिया परिस्थिति माने जो खराब परिस्थिति मोर चली थिला मते जो लाज लागुथला मो लास्ट तिली बोली की नियरली ए ईयर गोटे वर्ष पई चलला. हाउएवर से जा भी हो by being so long in the lowest form एते तळे कंटिन्यूअसली रहिबा द्वारा सबा तळ माने पिला हबा द्वारा कोनला पिले I gained an immense advantage. I gain GAINED gain कहले पाइली GAINED gain stand for got पाइली. immense कहले कोन पिले IMMENSE immense कहले enough प्रचुर. advantage कहले लाभ ADVANTAGE advantage कहले लाभ. I gained an immense advantage मु बहुत लाभ पाइल तळे रहिबा द्वारा मोर बहुत लाभ होला. केमती लाभ होई पारे तळे रहिबा द्वारा देखिबा पिले immense advantage over the cleverer boys चलाक पिला मानन को अपेक्षा जो माने समस्त ऊपर थिले जो मान को रोल नंबर 1 to 13 भीतर थिला जो माने स्वभाव पर थिले से मानन को अपेक्षा मु अधिका लाभ पाइली काहे कि they all went to learn Latin and Greek. And those clever boys, who are the so-called clever boys, they went to learn. ସେମାନେ ପଢିବା ପାଇଁ ଗଲେ କଣ Latin and Greek and splendid things like that. So at Harrow, clever boys were taught Latin and Greek. We have to remember these things. What happens? Clever boys were taught Latin and Greek and splendid things like that. ए भलिया किछि चमत्कार सब्जेक्ट बोली जागु को जाउतला splendid things like that. ए भलिया किछि चमत्कार जिंस से माने पढुतले splendid things माने जागु बहुत गुरुत्वपूर्ण विषय बोली कहउतले. But I was taught मते पढाला कोन पढाला English. I was taught English. आमे इंग्लिश पढिलो. We were considered कहले विश्वास करिबा बिलीव करिबा धरा माने धरी नवा. We were considered such dunces 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 कहले स्लो लर्नर जहा को हमें बुद्धू मूर्ख जहा भी कहउछे बिले डंस कहले से वर्ड स्लो लर्नर. We are considered such dunces that we could learn all the English. आमे ए भलिया मूर्ख थिलु हमको ए भलिया कैटेगरी रे निया जाउतला जो माने केवल कोन सिक पढी परिबे इंग्लिश पढी परिबे इंग्लिश छडा मानकर किछि हेई परिबो नै. जेमति ओडिसा रे ओडिया रो वैल्यू किछि नाही से भलिया इंग्लैंड रे इंग्लिश रो वैल्यू किछि नाही बिले कारण मातृभाषा एडा होचे हमर मातृभाषा आ मातृभाषा को साधारणतः पिला माने गुरुत्व दियंती nahi. Did you get my point? So that we could learn all the English. Mr. Somerville, the English teacher, he was introduced here. Mr. Somerville, SOMERVELL, Somerville, English teacher. Who was Mr. Somerville? Is the English teacher. Who was Mr. Somerville? Mr. Somerville was the English teacher of Harrow. Mr. Somerville, a most delightful man, जने बहुत आकर्षणीय मनीष, a delightful man he was, to whom my debt is great. To whom my debt is great, jahank pakare debt कहले ऋण पिले, DEBT, DEBT, debt stand for ऋण. So my debt is great. मु सब बेले तांको पाखरे ऋणी है कि रहिबी का पाखरे Mr. Somerville, to whom my debt is great, was charged with the duty of teaching the stupidest boys the most disregarded thing, namely to write mere English. And he was charged of teaching the most stupidest boys and the most stupidest subject that was considered as English. तो तांका दायित्व सबुठारु मूर्ख पिला माने थिले आउ से सबुठारु अप्रीतिकर विषय असम्मानजनक विषय इंग्लिश पढ़ाउथिले. कारण इंग्लैंड रे इंग्लिश रो कोनोसी वैल्यू नै. सेठी गाई चोर माने चोरउथबा पिला भी इंग्लिश कहे, जने लेबर क्लास रो लोक भी इंग्लिश कहे, सेठी जने माने डेली वेज करूथबा लोक भी इंग्लिश कहे. जो जेबोली आम ओडिसा रे इंग्लिश माने ओडिया कहिबा गोटे साधारण कथा, समस्ते ओडिया कहते. That's why the language has no value. English, Odia has no value in Odisha. Like that, in England, English has no value. ଆଉ ସେଇ ଇଂଲିଶ ସବଜେକ୍ଟ ଯାହାକୁ ସମ୍ମାନ ଦିଆଯାଉ ନଥିଲା ସେ ଇଂଲିଶ ସବଜେକ୍ଟ ପଢେଇବା ଦାୟିତ୍ୱରେ କିଏ ଥିଲେ? ମିଷ୍ଟର ସମରବେଲ. କାହାକୁ ପଢଉଥିଲେ? ଦ ଷ୍ଟୁପିଡେଷ୍ଟ ବଏଜ, ମାନେ ସବୁଠାରୁ ଯୋଉମାନେ ସବୁଠାରୁ ଗଧ ପିଲା ବୋଲି ଯେମାନଙ୍କୁ କୁହାଯାଉଥିଲା ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ସେ ଇଂଲିଶ ପଢଉଥିଲେ. And he knew how to do it. Mr. Somerville ଜାଣିଥିଲେ how to do it. English କେମିତି ପଢାଯିବ. Exactly, he was a teacher who know how to teach English. English କେମିତି ପଢାଯିବ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଭଲ ଭାବରେ ଜଣା ଥିଲା. How to do it? He taught it as no one else has ever taught it. And Mr. Somerville taught it. It stands for English. Taught English as no one else has ever taught English. से एभली इंग्रजी पढ़ौथिले जे भविष्यते किंबा अतीतरे कोनोसी लोक एभली इंग्लिश पढ़ौ नथिले. No one has else ever taught it. So, and to write, namely, ever taught it. Not only did we learn English parsing thoroughly, but we also practice continuously English analysis. And we were taught at Harrow English analysis and English parsing. हमको दुईटा जिनस पढ़ा होतला. कौन कौन पिले? Parsing. Parsing कहले to divide or to segment the part of sentence. To divide all parts of sentence into different parts. All segment of sentence into different parts. That is called parsing. And analysis, to analyze all those words that are being used inside the English sentences. That is called analysis. So analysis और synthesis विषय से हमको पढ़ाउथिले के Mr. Somerville. Who was Mr. Somerville? The English teacher of Harrow. And what he was being, charged of teaching? Mere English. Mere English. To whom he was teaching? To the dull students. He taught as no one else has ever taught it. Not only did we learn English parsing thoroughly, but we also practiced continuously English analysis. हमें माने बहुत सहजरे पार्सिंग शिखी गलु एवं विश्लेषण शक्ति आमर बढ़ी गला. एनालिसिस भी हमें थ्रोली शिखी गलु. Mr. Somerville had a system of his own. Mr. Somerville, his teaching was a peculiar system. He had a peculiar system. एक स्वतंत्र व्यवस्था रे इंग्रजी पढ़ाउथिले. He had his own system. He took a fairly long sentence and broke it up into its components. What he was doing exactly? He took a fairly large sentence. What a bada vakya ko se nouthile. Kiye? Somerville took a fairly large sentence and long sentence and broke it up into its components. Components koile elements. COMPONENTS. Components stand for elements. गोटे बड़ वाक्य नहीं कि कौन करथिले तार सबु उपादान को से अलगा अलगा भाग कर दउथिले. जेमिति मु गोटे सेंटेंस नली, we were playing football at the ground, or in the ground. We were playing football in the ground. Eti uita hochi subject, where hochi verb, auxiliary verb, eta hochi main verb, football ta hela object, and this part is your adjunct. Hala. Then a part ta hochi subject, a part ta hochi predicate. This is what we call, this is an example of parsing, guys. This is an example of parsing. The subject, auxiliary verb, main verb, object and adjunct. ताकु पुणी आमे प्री मॉडिफायर पोस्ट मॉडिफायर ए भलिया भाग करि परिबा, सेगमेंट करि परिबा, सब अलग अलग करि परिबा, and that is a part of English grammar. I'm not gonna discuss here English grammar now, not at all. By means of black and its components, by means of black, red, blue, green ink. से कौन कौन करूथिले पिले? By using black, red, blue, green inks. विभिन्न प्रकार काली व्यवहार करूथिले. ए सब्जेक्ट टाकू गोटे प्रकार काली, ऑक्सिलरी वर्ब टाकू गोटे प्रकार काली, मेन वर्ब टाकू गोटे प्रकार काली, ऑब्जेक्ट टाकू गोटे प्रकार काली, से भलिया एडजंक्ट टाकू गोटे प्रकार काली. एई भलिया विभिन्न प्रकार काली देकी ताकू से चिन्ह दउथिले. By means of black, red, blue and green inks, subject, verb, object, relative clause, conditional clause, conjunctive and disjunctive clauses. तो ये सबू एलिमेंट्स गुड़ाक नियाहिचे, ये सबू एलिमेंट्स गुड़ाक से अलग अलग पार्ट्स करूथले. Each had its color and its bracket, and each and every component of the sentence it has its bracket and color. प्रत्येक कंपोनेंट सेंटेंस रो कंपोनेंट्स गोटे ब्रैकेट भितर रहउथला एवं गोटे निर्दिष्ट कलर भितर रंग भितर रहउथला. As I remained in the third fourth, जेमती मु चतुर्थ श्रेणी रो 3 नंबर सेक्शन कहले सी सेक्शन रे रहउथले, 3 times as long as anyone else. प्रथम सेक्शन ए सेक्शन रो पिला थरे करिवे, बी सेक्शन रो पिला 2 थर करिवे, सी सेक्शन रो पिला 3 थर करिवे. दिस इज द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ हारोस्कोप. तो मते जेहेतु मु समस्त लास्ट रे रहउथले, 3 नंबर सेक्शन रे रहउथले, मते सब दिन ए जिंसटा को 3 थर प्रैक्टिस करिवा पे पड़ुतला. It was a kind of drill. We did it almost daily. As I remained in the third for 3 times as long as anyone else, I had 3 times as much of it. I learned it thoroughly, and I learned it thoroughly. मु पूरा प्रखर भावे, प्रक्षिप्त भावे सीखी गली. कौन पिले? ए जो माने सिस्टम थिला इंग्लिश रो छोटिया छोटिया जिंस. Thus I got into my bones the essential structure of the ordinary British sentence, and thus I got into my bones. Got into one bones means to understand thoroughly. तार अर्थ होची got into one bones कहले कोन? To understand thoroughly, प्रांजल भावे बुझी जिबा, अस्थि मज्जागत हि जिबा. I got into my bones the essential structure of the ordinary British sentence. सेही माने ऑर्डिनरी साधारण इंग्रजी वाक्य रो जो स्ट्रक्चर थिला, ढांचा थिला, सब मोर अस्थि मज्जागत हो गला. मु माने इंग्रजीटा को पानी भलिया पी देली. हम ओडिया भाषा रे जदी कहबा, bones the essential structure of the ordinary British sentence, which is a noble thing, and it was a noble thing for me. मो पई एटा गोटे बहुत बड़ जिंस थिला, which is a noble thing. And when in other years, after years, जते बेले मु बड़ हेली, after years परवर्ती दिन मान करे, my school fellows, मोर जो सांग माने थिले, मो सहित स्कूल रे जो पिला माने पढुथिले, who had won prizes and distinction for writing such beautiful Latin poetry and pretty Greek epigrams. Pithy कहले brief पिले, PITHY, pithy कहले brief संक्षिप्त. Epigrams stand for witty writing और तमे कहि परिबा पैराग्राफ. तो मोर जो सांग माने थिले सुंदर सुंदर ग्रीक और लैटिन पैराग्राफ लिखिबा पई, जो माने प्राइज भी पाउथिले स्कूल रे, जो मान को अवार्ड भी मिलुथला, सेही पिला माने डिस्टिंक्शन कहले सम्मान. डिस्टिंक्शन स्टैंड फॉर DISTINCTION. डिस्टिंक्शन कहले ऑनर, सम्मान, ऑनर, सम्मान. So For writing such beautiful Latin poetry and pithy Greek epigrams had to come down again to come in English. And they had to come down again to come in English. ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ପୁଣି ଥରେ ଇଂରାଜୀ ଶିଖିବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିଲା. ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ଇଂରାଜୀ ଶିଖିବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିଲା. Why? Why do they need to learn English? To earn their living or make their way. ଚାକିରି ପାଇବା ପାଇଁ to earn their living and make their way. କିମ୍ବା ରୋଜଗାର କରିବା ପାଇଁ ସେ ଇଂଲିଶ ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ଆଉ ଥରେ ଶିଖିବା ପାଇଁ ପଡ଼ିଲା. And I did not feel myself at any disadvantage at that time. At that time, I didn't feel myself at any disadvantage. ସେଇ ସମୟରେ ଇଂରାଜୀ ପଢ଼ିଥିବା ହେତୁ ମୋ ଭିତରେ କୌଣସି ଦ୍ୱେଷ ନଥିଲା, ମୋ ଭିତରେ କୌଣସି ଖରାପ ଭାବନା ନଥିଲା, ମୁଁ ନିଜକୁ ନ୍यून ମନେ କରୁ ନଥିଲି. To come in English myself at any disadvantage. Naturally, I am biased in favor of boys learning English. And naturally, spontaneously, I am biased in favor of boys learning English. ମୁଁ ସବୁବେଳେ ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କୁ ସପୋର୍ଟ କରୁଥିଲି ଯୋଉମାନେ ଇଂଲିଶ ପଢୁଥିଲେ. ମୁଁ ଇଂରାଜୀ ଶିକ୍ଷାର ପ୍ରଚଳନ ଉପରେ ସବୁବେଳେ ଗୁରୁତ୍ୱ ଦଉଥିଲି. ମୁଁ ଇଂଲିଶ ପଢିବା ପାଇଁ ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କୁ ପ୍ରବୋଧ ଦଉଥିଲି. I am favor of those boys learning English. I would make them all learn English. ଆଉ ସେ ସମୟରେ ମୋର ଭାବନା ଥିଲା ଯେ ମୁଁ ସବୁ ପିଲା କାଶ ଇଂଲିଶ ପଢନ୍ତେ. ନିଜ ମାତୃଭାଷା ପ୍ରତି ଏମାନଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ମମତା ଜାଗ୍ରତ ହୁଅନ୍ତା. ଏମାନେ ଇଂଲିଶ ପଢନ୍ତେ. And when I would let the clever ones learn Latin as an honor and Greek as a treat. And by the way, ମୁଁ କଣ କରନ୍ତି କ୍ଲେବର ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କୁ ଲାଟିନ ବି ଶିଖିବା ପାଇଁ କୁହନ୍ତି ଆଉ ଗ୍ରୀକ as an honor ସମ୍ମାନ ହିସାବରେ ଏବଂ ଗ୍ରୀକ as a treat. ଗ୍ରୀକ ଟା ବି ଏକ ଟ୍ରିଟ୍ ହିସାବରେ ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ଶିଖାନ୍ତି. ବଟ୍ ସେମାନଙ୍କର ପ୍ରାୟୋରିଟି ହୁଅନ୍ତା ଇଂଲିଶ. ଯଦି ମୋର ଶକ୍ତି ଥାନ୍ତା ମୁଁ ନିଶ୍ଚିତ ଭାବେ ଏହା ପ୍ରଚଳନ କରନ୍ତି. But the only thing I would whip them would be for not knowing English. କିନ୍ତୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ପିଲା ଇଂଲିଶ ଜାଣୁ ନଥିଲେ ସେ ସମୟରେ ମତେ ବିରକ୍ତ ଲାଗୁଥିଲା. And I would whip them. ମୁଁ ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ବାଡଉଥିଲି. I would whip them hard for not knowing English. I would whip them hard for that. ଏବଂ ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ମୁଁ ଧୀରେ ଧୀରେ ବାଡଉନଥିଲି. I would whip them hard. ଜୋରରେ ବାଡଉଥିଲି. ଜୋରରେ ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ତାଗିଦ କରୁଥିଲେ ଇଂଲିଶ ପଢିବା ପାଇଁ. That's all for the day. ଏଟା ୟୁନିଟ୍ 2 ଥିଲା ପିଲେ. ୟୁନିଟ୍ 2 ସରିଗଲା. ଆସନ୍ତା କାଲି ଆମେ କଣ କରିବା ୟୁନିଟ୍ 3 and ୟୁନିଟ୍ 4 ଯେତେକ ରହିଲା ଆସନ୍ତା କାଲି ପଢିବା ଏବଂ ୟାର ପରୀକ୍ଷା କରିବା. ଆସନ୍ତା କାଲି ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ୟୁନିଟ୍ ଟେଷ୍ଟ ହବ. See you there. Stay till Master of English. Bye bye. Take care of yourself. ଜୟ ଜଗନ୍ନାଥ.